Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for all of your donations, your love, your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much for your likes, subscribes, comments, etc. I know a lot of you out there are targeted individuals, and I know that many of you have undergone a lot of the same attacks as me. And my hope is that I am able to offer you guys information based on my own experience, based on the crimes that have been committed against me, to kind of, I guess, connect the dots for you all. And every day I am trying to figure it out. Every day I'm on the front lines trying to figure out what this dark regime is doing, why we have gone under such fierce attack on our own soil, on U.S. soil. I know that these attacks are also global as well, but I know that a lot of the warfare has happened on U.S. soil by our own military, by our own government, by foreign dignitaries, and right now we all have to align with the right information. So I was just clearing a lot of the attacks off of me. I have been told and shown that I have had upwards of 90 systems on my head. I was physically attacked through technologies, through, I guess, chipping systems, okay, V2K devices, in 2021. Okay, that's when my physical attack happened. It was right after I received a warning that I would become human trafficked like Britney Spears, and that was out of a Florida email address. I had many encounters, okay, through the metaverse, through, I guess, dream experiences, etc., with military that I believe is from Florida. And I've talked openly and candidly about this specific person that I believe was connected to a client of mine. So right now, as I was clearing energies, I was clearing energy specifically on the MK Ultra contracts that were in my energy field. And for any of you that are familiar with MK Ultra contracts, this is a form of interdimensional warfare. It's alien warfare, and these are kill contracts, okay? So when you are put into these programs, these are death contracts, and many of you who are victims, targeted individuals, Havana syndrome, that's the category you are put in. You are no longer worth, I guess, monies alive on U.S. soil, and you are put into a category where you are just basically worth the monies of what somebody is, I guess, willing to pay to get rid of you, okay? And these numbers have dramatically increased on U.S. soil. When I had checked on targetedjustice.com around 2022, the numbers were around 200,000. When I checked again, I want to say around 2023, they had jumped up to over 300,000. And that's just of what they're reporting, okay? And I myself, okay, submitted information and was hoping to be a part of one of their large lawsuits. And I never received an email in regards to that specific information. I did eventually receive an email back in regards to resources or in regards to help finding legal support, and obviously needing help with getting the evidence, since part of the targeted programs is withholding evidence and obstructing your justice, which is all crimes, okay? Law enforcement is involved in this. CIA is involved. FBI is involved in these crimes. There have been many whistleblowers that have come forward that are representing these agencies in these different lawsuits. And it looks like the meetups for targeted justice are only in the states of Texas and Florida, which I believe is actually where the hotbed of these programs are located. I believe a lot of the clients that are paying for these people to be on these blacklists are from Texas and Florida, okay? And I believe it's all connected back to big oil, and I believe it's connected back to Mar-a-Lago, Florida. I think it is connected back to a POW type of military program. And I feel like the POW, I want to say, initiatives or operations were starting to get carried out around 2021. And that, I believe, is connected to Havana syndrome and Florida military operations. Now, part of Donald Trump and his big handshakes with Sergei Lavrov was to infiltrate the United States of America, okay? And how he did that was through a fraudulent election. I believe there was Russian intelligence that was part of the secret binder that was connected to the Mueller investigation, part of the discovery. I had also gotten messages and have seen a specific Deutsche Bank contract that is connected to several people that were a part of the inside job of essentially, I guess, rigging or staging that election for Donald Trump. I have also witnessed a shooting, which I believe was somewhere near the Oval Office on election night, that directly affected the results for Hillary Clinton. And that was something that I had seen as soon as I had reached a certain military rank. And I believe it was information or intel that was important or pertinent at that time, that I would see that I would witness that. And that was being done under the still intact, I guess, Obama administration, okay? When I was trying to feel in if Obama was aware of that murder crime, I do not get that he is aware of that, okay? But I saw specifically a phone call with somebody near the Oval, somewhere near the Oval, and I see like two maybe men or three men, maybe Secret Service, and I see them getting off the phone and getting shot. That's what I see happening, okay? It happens very quickly. It's very fast. I'm not sure if these are infiltrated Secret Service or not. I have an Ace of Pentacles coming in around this. Now, I think we all know that something went seriously wrong, okay? On election night, we know that something was not right with the country. Following shortly after, I want to say, the fake inauguration of Donald Trump was the Women's March in DC, and it was the largest turnout, I want to say, ever. I mean, if I'm not mistaken. And I feel like there was a lot of people that knew what was going on internally, intuitively. I don't know if information had traveled somehow about this bank contract. I'm not quite sure how that transpired, but I think a lot of people knew that our country was under attack. We were starting to realize which news organizations were under attack, and the people who knew what I think felt was really going on intuitively started to watch, I want to say, MSNBC. That was the one that seemed to be trekking along with what I was feeling intuitively had happened to our country, and it felt like we were following the news around the clock. Shortly thereafter, James Comey was fired by Donald Trump, by Rod Rosenstein, and then the special counsel Robert Mueller was assigned to the investigation into the interference of the 2016 election. Many Americans were concerned, and I also feel globally people were concerned for our country and watching what was happening with Donald Trump. And this was a very big deal at this time. And as we have noticed and watched everything transpire, we have essentially witnessed the infiltration of Homeland Security, the borders, ICE. We watched and witnessed every single agency being infiltrated by Donald Trump. The EPA, okay, the CDC. We watched everything get infiltrated by him, one after the other, where it would be as some kind of an attack, some kind of fake news. We watched the Supreme Court get infiltrated by him. We watched two justices pass on, okay? It was Justice Scalia and Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, okay? And so we watched the courts start to get infiltrated. We started to watch our own family and friends get infiltrated. We also started to enter into one of the deadliest pandemics of our lifetime, a bioweapon, which they covered up, which was COVID-19. And all of this chaos was ensuing under this fake presidency, okay? Meanwhile, an entire freaking investigation is still trying to be carried out, and we are watching slowly but surely a lot of different people getting fired, more chaos every single day. We watched Andrew McCabe get fired, and we started to slowly, I guess, start to see that our glimmers of hope, I guess, of getting him out of that White House were starting to fade away, okay? Now, back to what I was originally talking about with the targeted individual programs. These targeted individual programs, I believe, are directly connected to Havana syndrome. And I believe Havana syndrome was part of attacks on our country, attacking anyone who was standing up against this regime. I believe it is connected to blacklists, okay? And I was just literally clearing off of me all of the kill contracts, the MK Ultra contracts, and I don't know why this is coming up right now, but I guess it needs to come up. I feel like this is symbolic of something because I don't know. You know what it is? It's Eric Prince. It's Eric Prince. Because Eric Prince is in auto parts. I didn't know this. Okay, I had to research him. And I believe it was his father is the one that came up with the freaking car mirror with the lights in the car mirror. Okay. And that's how they made their fortune, was through that one specific technology, was the freaking mirror lights. Okay. And I feel like my car, every part of my car is been slowly falling apart. I think that's what this is connected to. He's a big component. He is connected to the mercenaries. And when I was clearing these energies connected to the targeted individual programs, I saw the mercenaries were the ones carrying out the kill contracts. Okay. And those are part of the military contracts. So this is really important for everybody who is a victim of the targeted individual programs of Havana syndrome. It is all connected. They are kill contracts, and you essentially are sold on the black market. You were sold through tax bonds. You're sold through your social security number or your date of birth. That is how you were sold through. And this is essentially how you are moved through the black market, and you become a beta lab rat for anybody, okay? You become a part of human experimentation projects and operations. You become a part of any type of military operation. I have been used as electricity, okay? I have been harvested, okay? My energy has been harvested for electricity, for military operations, for buses, for space operations. I have been connected to space shuttles. I have been connected energetically to weapons, explosives. They have used me as a beta lab rat for crypto wallets, okay? They have used me as anything you can think of. They have moved me through Manhattan. They have sold my eggs, and they have taken my eggs through alien technologies, and they have moved them into baby labs and sold those eggs, turning them into babies, okay? I have seen women impregnated with my freaking eggs, okay? Having my babies in other dimensions and realities. I've seen them in the dream state pregnant. I've seen them holding babies that I believe is connected to my actual biology. Anything that they can do to sell you, make money off of you, profit off of you, turning you into a sex slave, they will do, okay? These are terrorist groups, and they are global terrorist rings, all connected to Donald Trump and his evil regime. So part of these contracts that I just got off of my energy field, I saw were directly connected to Embry-Riddle, okay? So this might explain why I have seen or heard so many young people in my ear that I feel our Air Force, I feel our military. Embry-Riddle has been infiltrated by this regime, okay? They have been instructed to be shut down. Commands have gone out to shut down Embry-Riddle, okay? This is an aeronautical school, and it's in Florida. It is also right next to all of the big weapons contractors. If you are going to school at Embry-Riddle, you are most likely working for a weapons contractor, or you are going into Air Force, okay? That is where you are going, most likely. That is going to be your path. And it is not a coincidence that they are all being programmed to go into our weapons contractors, because it's all, I believe, connected to the deep state agendas, the operations and agendas of war, which go back to human sacrifice and how weapons are made, which is through a form of Satanism. Okay, that's how weapons are made. They're made by human sacrifice. And so it goes back into the same freaking machine, which is part of our deep state. Okay. So as part of these military contracts, I just want to note that there was a large amount of contracts. I saw a large amount when I was just clearing the kill contracts, the MK Ultra contracts connected to the Air Force. And it was a very large, staggering number. I saw the numbers of the blacklist and how large those numbers were. I want to say they were in... It happened so fast that I cleared the contracts. I want to say it was in the millions, okay? And so I have run into these contracts before. I have found these contracts before. These are the contracts that are essentially the MK Ultra contracts or the kill contracts. So if you are already sold through the U.S. tax bonds, which I believe was done through Steve Mnuchin, through the Treasury Department, I believe it also connects back to Jared Kushner's $2 billion, okay? With the Saudis, because I've seen the Saudis as owners of the targeted individual programs. I have seen them connected to contracts with Jared Kushner. And that it probably directly ties back to the Air Force as well. And probably a coalition deal. I was also getting messages that our military has been privatized intentionally under this administration to disconnect us, okay, to deunite us, okay, and putting our military in the hands of foreign dignitaries. This is also a military operation that has been carried out, I'm hearing, through the black budget. That connects back to Bill Barr, Project Bluebeam, and all of these other dark operations which are connected to Iraq, Baghdad. I know our troops, I don't know if they were active duty or paramilitary, was doing some kind of a dark operation in Baghdad that I was connected to through a tunnel system. And I'm not sure if this tunnel system was in some way working as a portal in some way, a dark portal or an opening into our energy field, a wormhole portal. I don't know if it is tied to anything sacred. Such as, I'm thinking it was the Holy Grail might have been what it was, the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant. There have been dark operations that have been carried out in coordination with Russia, Vladimir Putin, Sergei Lavrov, to essentially, I want to say, lower our vibration, and essentially, I want to say, take from us, okay? Take our sovereignty, own us, dissect us, and essentially take our lives, okay? That's essentially what we are to them. We are sacrifices. And many of us that were chosen to be these sacrifices are good people, okay? We're good people. We stand for the light. We stand for justice. And we're the first ones that were put on their blacklists. And those of you who are victims of these blacklists understand that every day is like living in freaking hell. You are blocked energetically. You are blocked scientifically, biologically. They have started chipping us. And we have had our justice obstructed through programmers like Mark Zuckerberg. I found all of these programs blocking me from justice, blocking me from karma, good karma, blocking me. It's all being done through a form of programming, through different energies, different weapon systems, Cyclops energies. These feel like heavy energies that are weighing you down. They're on your skull. They have invisible technologies that are almost like invisible leather skins that you would see on somebody probably in the Air Force that has different hookups to their skins that they would put on their head or under a helmet system. These are the skins that are connected in. I believe this is all directly connected to the mercenaries because I saw them carrying out the kill operations. And I believe this all goes back to Delta Force and to the Secret Soace Program. Because the MK Ultra programs, if you survive the first kill programs, you get moved into Delta Force programs. And that's when you start moving up the ranks. And that's how I ended up moving up the ranks in the military. and essentially or eventually moving up to the rank of a general, 5-star general. I have been told that I have received 3 Purple Hearts to date because I have done my own missions where I have rescued people through my own energy work, through my own healing. I have stopped attacks that have come in on people in power. I have protected people in power. I have done a lot of work, okay, within the spiritual realms, within my own faith and God, to protect people. So that's how I've earned my Purple Hearts. I have earned it, protecting people from energy weapons, from finding different contracts, and working with my own spirit guides. And so that's how I've earned those Purple Hearts. I have also been working, obviously, in coordination with probably different missions and operations, globally, through their metaverse systems, through their weapon systems, etc. But I have yet to be recognized by my own military. I have yet to be recognized in person. I have yet to receive the honors. I have yet to be recognized because we are still battling the same, I guess, essentially war that happened on U.S. soil in 2016, okay, with Donald Trump. So we're still there. We're still in that same war. It hasn't stopped. Joe Biden declared war on Vladimir Putin. That happened. We are in an active war, whether or not it has gone out to the news media or not. And the last election is part of that war. I do not believe that was a real election. I believe that was a staged or planned election. I believe the Electoral College was infiltrated through that operation, another operation, a back military operation that possibly could have been funded by foreign dignitaries, by foreign monies, by monies with Saudi Arabia, etc. Whoever Elon was in bed with, whoever his people were at that time. Africa could have been the big one because I was getting a lot of messages around African banks, bringing in monies through weapons contractors to essentially attack people like me that are in the blacklist. It was coming in through Africa, and Sergei Lavrov just announced, I guess, a coalition with Africa, with the PM in Africa. Essentially, I feel like ushering in that new stage of warfare. Many of their minerals come from Africa. Okay. The lithium quartz comes from Africa, and a lot of those mines were being funded by people like Elon. And we also watched many of those miners suddenly have their money not even be accepted at their local bank anymore, okay? After working their asses off mining for these billionaires, they no longer even got a paycheck, okay? So this is kind of where we're at right now. We are definitely in, I'm hearing, a state of emergency. As a result of a fraudulent election, we have fake Senate seats, we have fake House seats, okay? And they're still conducting business as if they are in the majority. This is a very deadly space to be because these people are all compromised. Mitch McConnell has been compromised. He was compromised with Elaine Chao and all of their business dealings in China. That stuff goes back many, many years, okay? A lot of this stuff has been in the works for a really long time with Eric Prince and Blackwater, okay? This was a big initiative. It's all connected to George W. Bush. It's connected back to 9/11. It is all connected back to big oil. All of the monies, okay, are connected back to the Middle East, the oil contracts, et cetera, et cetera. So if we want our country back, we have to do things in a new way, okay? Part of the new agendas, new initiatives coming in for U.S. workers, Americans, was going to be corn oil. But because we have a fake empire that appears to be in place right now, they are moving towards the AI robot agenda, which essentially replaces all of America's jobs within the next 5 years, okay? So right now we have to get grounded and stabilize and understand what has happened on U.S. soil. The megas were their own military operation to divide and conquer us, to use as weapons against us, to use as part of their organized gang stalking. And they have successfully achieved that with many of their megas. They have successfully achieved, having these culty groups organized through different platforms and we watched them attack our own capital, okay, on January 6th. These were operations that were carried out through military. These people were trained on military bases. I saw them getting trained on military bases. And these were all inside jobs, inside operations, just like 9/11. The pilots for 9/11 were trained at Embry-Riddle. So it's the same group. The same group is carrying out the same kill contracts against us, okay? And right now we are in a place where we can uncover it. We can uncover it. I have spoken very candidly around the generals that I found myself around, okay, through all of these attacks on this channel. And somebody just told me to shut up. So there you go. I feel super loved and supported every day here. Every day is a freaking nightmare. Every day for me, it is like, I feel like I am up against the world. So I'm hoping that by getting these messages out that many of you don't feel as alone or as isolated as you once did, and realize that these are full-blown, corrupt, illegal money operations that were used to sacrifice the people who are good, the people who are here for justice on U.S. soil. I have gotten a lot of messages that Ruth Bader Ginsburg was sacrificed, okay, that she was part of a murder plot, okay, that her cancer and everything was something that they were working on, okay? I have gotten that. Now I just found out and researched about Justice Scalia. He ended up getting killed in Texas. He was murdered in Texas, okay? Are we that surprised? I mean, that's what they're saying. I mean, he died there. I mean, he mysteriously died on some fucking Texas ranch, okay? But at the end of the day, I'm just like, I don't know. He's from Jersey. I don't know. It all just feels a little suspect. You know what I mean? So, I will leave you guys there. I'm sending you guys so much love and blessings. Thanks again for all of your love, support, and donations. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye.